My name is Douglas Ruck. I'm a graduate of Dalhousie Law School. I did my undergraduate work at the University of King's College, which was adjacent to Dalhousie. And as a lawyer in private practice, I had my own firm operating under the name of Ruck and Mitchell for a number of years. When I was at a very young age, I chaired the Labour Standards Tribunal for the Province of Nova Scotia. And I was the first lawyer ever appointed to that position. Up until that time, there were non-lawyers who were acting in that capacity. And that actually became a path of my life, was the labor and employment law, and then human rights work, administrative law, etc. And I started to realize that I had a certain connection to that area. Growing up, at a very early age, I was confronted with direct and overt racism. When my family moved from the city of Halifax to Dartmouth, the neighborhood took out a petition to keep us out of that neighborhood. Therefore, it was incumbent upon our family and incumbent upon the children, myself as the oldest child in the family, to present ourselves in a very respectful manner. That meant not being overly loud, not being overly boisterous, despite wanting to be that as a child. My father, the late Senator Calvin Ruck, was and remains an amazing individual. He was my role model, my mentor. He was a man who spent his entire life working to make a difference. He was concerned about equity, concerned about human rights every hour of his life. My education was spending time with my father, right? So it was by osmosis. He never told me what to do and what not to do. But by example, I became very aware of what to do and what not to do. And to this day, I think I've mentioned in the past, that to this day, my proudest title that I have is Mr. Ruck's son. To me personally, to be anti-oppressive, it means having communications, having conversations, making people aware of the topic. There are many people who are not aware of the very fact that they are actually supporting a system which is oppressive. They're supporting a system which is inequitable to many of us. If you don't understand it and not aware of it, I have a great deal of tolerance for you. If you understand it and you're aware of it, then the tolerance is going to be rather slim. Because now I will be in your face to put it there to make you aware of it, but I will have the conversation nonetheless. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Do not be afraid to probe. Sometimes the question may be rather simplistic or even naive, but if it's sincere, you will get an answer. If we don't talk about this, it will not go away. Talk about it. If you're aware of it, then you can't ignore it. Having this conversation gives me hope. Being able to talk about the work that I've been involved in gives me hope. Having the work that I've been involved in being recognized as something that's worthwhile, that's important, gives me hope. The very fact that children can see and hear and realize that there's an opportunity to make a difference by what they say and what they do, those are things that gives me hope.